Okay, this is Steampunk Trump and the Apocalypse, part 3 of a 5-part series that I'll be doing. This is one of the hardest ones that I really had to gear myself up for. Jesus is my voice and my Savior. I'm going to proclaim that now. So now I'm going to just read this. I'm going to gather my strength to pray a prayer. God, please help me, and please help everyone that hears this video, everything that is to be said right now. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. Please forgive me and everyone that hears this. Please understand that the information that I'm bringing to you is based on personal experience and personal I've looked it up, and it doesn't make me feel good. There's more important things in this world than protecting ourselves. It's about everybody. And what we have to realize, I think, within ourselves is to come to that conclusion, to realize that we are a part of a bigger thing. We're a part of a society of beings of light, of people. And those people, the ones we love the most, those are the ones who are in trouble. So to do the things that we feel most uncomfortable about are precedent in this time. So I urge you, if you're listening to this video right now, please do voice your opinion, whether it's an opinion or whether it's something that you looked up or whether it's something that you experienced. Voice that opinion. Do it in the name of humanity. Give our children a beautiful chance. The first character that I'm going to talk about on the Steampunk Heroes, I'm going to talk about Mr. Bluebird off his shoulder. The Bluebird is a well-known movie star that won the hearts of children when its happy and helpful characteristics graced popular Disney movies. There are 3 species of bluebird: the mountain bluebird, the eastern bluebird, and the western bluebird. Mostly a North American bird. Some can be found in the South American continent as well. The blue-naped monarch, a blue-colored bird of predominantly Asian descent, is one of the earliest symbols of mind control tactics put together by the Central Intelligence Agency. Bluebird was the forerunner to MK Ultra and also spawned Project Artichoke. These projects used torture tactics to split the minds of innocent victims, causing them to have what is referred to as alters. In early experiments, young children were used. The younger the better. Between the ages of 3 and 5, the mind is particularly moldable. By using these heinous acts of violence, these children would go into an altered state of mind, allowing them to conduct acts that they would not normally be capable of. Disney movie characters were used in these tactics to soothe the children and associate the trauma. These experiments have been in the works for decades, producing multiple personalities that were used from everything from satanic ritual abuse to controlled assassins that would slip into an altered state of being and be able to carry out orders without any memory of doing so, and therefore no regret as well. There are plenty of whistleblowers who have come forward to explain the usage of these tactics on Hollywood stars, government officials, and anyone that yearned to be a person of power and prestige. Some were bred from birth to hold power positions. The more famous they are, the more heinous the acts of sickening crap they have most likely accomplished. Just as the rewards of fame are so big for so few, so are the gross and disgusting requests that are also used to blackmail them into complying with the program. Some are born into satanic families whose practices slip under the radar because they're famous, they're rich, they're powerful. They've sold their souls for all that and are used to control the masses with art. Everything we watch and listen to is carefully planned and made to influence our minds and induce a level of uneasiness that keeps us puppeteered by a regime that cares nothing for our existence. As you can imagine, the tentacles of this go very far. Rap music is not produced to influence anything inspiring and uplifting in the Black community. It's used to tear them down, reduce their morals to dust, and split family dynamics. Gold records are even sent to specific ceremonies to attach demonic entities so that when the general public hears them, they are encapsulated in satanic thought. This article could go on for days on just the subject alone. Hollywood talent, as well as all art industry talent, is processed for consumption in an incredibly sickening ratio. I have my own personal stories from the art world that I'm sure that I can get to in a later date. Some very brave men and women involved in these programs have come forward to release this information and open our eyes to what has been going on behind the scenes. Jeffrey Epstein was just the tip of the iceberg. Cathy O'Brien, Jessie, I don't know how to say your last name, Czebotar, and the late Tory Smith are a few names to search for to bring some light to this subject. Although my little steampunk friend didn't start off to be the singer of such news, I found it a strange coincidence that such a benign little creature was linked. In the painting, he is meant to be the singer of truth, so the scenario fits. In the beginning of his presidency, President Trump used this little guy by way of Twitter, the popular social media tool that allows users to say it all in a blurb. And blurb he did. He pissed off the machine so much that they actually censored him. On January 7th, 2021, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all decided to collude on a sitting president and refuse their services, claiming that inciting violence was not a part of their policy. The more people learn about the actual circumstances that took place on that day, on January 6th, the day before, the more this puzzle starts to fit together into a devious plan to control the thought process of people worldwide. I was there on that day. Although people were sad over the decision that pedophile Mike Pence, and please listen to Tory Smith, as mentioned before, made to betray our country, we were all very peacefully walking to the Capitol to show them that we would not comply with the wrongful and treasonous attempts to overthrow our country. I was carrying a sign that I made myself, suggesting a way that I felt would be feasible to drain the swamp of D.C. The crowd was filled with patriots, hard-working, family-oriented, loving people who cared about our country. Many thought my sign was fitting and asked me where the flesher was, along with requests to take pictures with it. When I finally reached the Capitol lawn, a man I will not forget buzzed by while I was entertaining another photo request. He stopped to let me know that the Capitol was open and that I should go in there. I paused and thought of passing by Nancy Pelosi, how she may react to her picture being on my sign. The thought sent shivers up my spine, to be honest, because of what I already knew about her. She was a deep state traitor to the core, with satanic references that spelled which of the highest decree in my mind. But the bravery to show that we would not stand for this was bigger than my thoughts. So I smiled and said I would head in that direction. Too many photo ops prevented me from making it inside the Capitol that day. Soon after, my daughter called me to say that someone, Ashley Babbitt by name, had been shot and that there were riots all over the news. Looking around, all I noticed were the kind little old ladies reminding us to pick up our garbage because we didn't want to be like the other protesters of BLM and other CIA-funded organizations who'd wreaked havoc everywhere they went. Not long after that, we received a message from President Trump himself, urging us to go home. On the way back, I was at least a mile from where I had parked. I was greeted by several groups that asked if I was alone. I was. So they asked me to walk with them so that I would be safe. I kept getting held up by people who wanted pictures, but then miraculously, another group would appear and walk with me. In the end, a brave group of ladies helped me get directly to my car. It baffles me to this day that there are still people out there that think the ban of a sitting president to directly talk to the American people was a just act. President Trump's response to this was to start his own social media group, one I am a proud poster on, Truth Social. Truth Social has been proven to be a very safe place, one far from the dilapidated hand of the deep state puppeteers who have censored everything from doctors' advice on the truth about the COVID and the nefarious shots that held blank inserts on the ingredients to anything anyone had to say about January 6th, 2021, who were actually there. If we brought up the facts that BLM was a terrorist organization that brought violence and unjustified acts of public desecration, our accounts were erased, and all the work on this was immediately deleted from what we thought were safe places to store our information. This little bird is the mechanical representation of the truth. He bears the Truth Social logo and holds the memory of what Twitter originally held, a platform for free speech. He's currently being X'd out by the new owner, Elon Musk. And given this guy's involvement with AI and his approval of electric vehicles, which have now been proven to be powered by diesel fuel that can be set on fire with the push of a button, I personally don't trust anything he says. His promises seem empty and planned. When I was involved with the agencies of the art world, the control they wield is much like the slow introduction of the sweet little bluebird in the Disney movies. Listen to us and do everything we say. We will make you famous, they promised. But they didn't tell me that they would do this through lies. They lied about who I was, lied in introductions on stage, and used some sweet little songs to sell my work to the people, all the while convincing me that making copies of my own work was to help me sell the stuff. Because what they would do is they would tell us, they would tell a lot of artists this stuff, and this is what really happens. They would tell us, they would sell a painting, and because it was popular, they would tell us to go home and make 15 or 20 copies of the same piece of artwork. To me, this use my time as a creative person to do something that was stupid, to sell. And it didn't make sense to me as an artist, as somebody who comes up with creative ideas. And to me, that's heinous. It's not an act of promoting an artist. It's basically bullshit. It was to keep me from producing the original art that I was meant to do. Every time you buy a print from Walmart or a piece of production art from a country that uses slave labor, do you really think that art hanging on your wall is helping you spiritually? For God's sakes, there are thousands of starving artists that make art from the soul. Ones who haven't sold out. You're buying a gold record from a satanic sacrifice. Maybe the colors go well with your couch. In such a case, you're probably so upset by now with everything that I've already said that you should just stop listening. There are minions within all organizations that do not realize that they are contributing to the machine organized crime ring. I hold no blame for any of the people I worked with. I actually really love them. I really had a great time in the job that I did, and I loved working with the cruise ships, and I loved working with everyone that I did. And I really loved my agency, but I saw what it was doing from a bird's eye view, and I quit. I don't make anywhere near what was promised, but I'm happy to make art that means something original and true to my soul. And I'm also teaching now. And I really, really love that job because teaching children, I feel, even if I made $1 million tomorrow, I would still do. My point is, the bluebird is a beautiful little creature made by God to be a songbird for our souls. Satan and his minions take everything and make it into something we should be angry over, for the sole purpose of defying God. Please listen to what the original creation says. You have the God spark within to do so. Okay, this next part is about the Punisher. The Punisher is a Marvel comic book anti-hero that gained popularity during the Patriot/Q movement. Originally, it appeared as an adversary to Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man number 129. He became a feature in the memes and artwork depicting Special Counsel John Durham. Durham looks surprisingly close to the comic book character's logo. John Henry Durham is an American lawyer who served as the United States Attorney for the District of Connecticut from 2018 to 2021. In April 2019, the Trump administration assigned him to investigate the origins of the FBI investigation into Russian interference into the 2016 U.S. elections. And in October 2020, he was appointed special counsel for the Department of Justice on that matter. When the Durham report surfaced on May 15th, 2023, Trump was vindicated. The Russian collusion was confirmed a hoax. Democrat bobbleheads that had pointed the finger in his direction were named in the report and are guilty of treason. As of today, we still have yet to see the retribution that should have come from this scathing report. This steampunk version of the Punisher sports a MAGA steam hat. He's on MAGA's team. MAGA, Make America Great Again, is being touted on mainstream media as a terrorist act. Originally coined by President Ronald Reagan, making our country great again does not feel like an angry vision to destroy like it's being made out to be. In the painting, the Punisher's backbone is the United States Constitution. It is the core. Coming from his heart is a light that illuminates our beloved Constitution through a magnifying glass held up by the American bald eagle, flying from the gut region. How many times have we heard follow your gut? Lions guard the gut instinct, like the lions mentioned in the Bible. The chapter of Ezekiel is particularly enlightening to what I wanted to portray. Like the guardians of the spirit of America, they guide the correct position of focus. In the painting, it is on we the people. The American flag is where he sits, his home, his root chakra, and in this case, his underwear. Pepe the Frog. Pepe the Frog is a cartoon character, an internet meme created by cartoonist Matt Fury. Designed as a green anthropomorphic frog with a humanoid body, Pepe originated in Fury's 2005 comic Boys Club. The character became an internet meme when his popularity steadily grew across websites such as MySpace, Gaia Online, and 4chan in 2008. Patriots and Q enthusiasts were developing their own news channels because the mainstream media is just fake, lacking substance, heart, and truth. The mainstream media has become an enemy of the people, which President Trump has so divinely and greatly pointed out in the most opportune moments. So regular people picked up their bootstraps as well as the Pepe meme and got to work. Though a mass censorship campaign by social media giants directed by none other than our own FBI, podcasters like Pepe the Frog, And We Know, Critical Rice Theory, Amazing Polly, Screw Big Gov, Martin Brodel, Icons 2020, Derek Johnson, Midnight Rider, Leak Project. Oh, geez, the list could go on forever. These patriots took on the full responsibility of reporting the truth to the people all over the world. I wish I could list them all because they are true American heroes. Most were threatened, and some lost their lives just for reporting what was really going on. This character represents us, those digital soldiers who put their lives on the line, the ones who took to their keyboards and their cameras and reported the real news that the mainstream media was not reporting. President Trump has always been quick to recognize this and sends a smile in the direction of we, the people. Pepe also represents our military. Little known to many people, the war we find ourselves in has been happening for a very long time. Truthers such as Derek Johnson, a U.S. military veteran, have brought to our attention that the military has been in charge and has been carrying out orders to take this evil deep state cabal down. Together with our digital warriors, they have been a rock to stand on, or in this case, the mobility of our retribution. Even the tread of Pepe the Tank's shoes bear the Punisher's skull, because we the people will tread all over their sorry asses. Steampunk Punisher's right hand holds a ray gun that's blasting the beast with the truth of the Bible as its source of energy, as mentioned before in my previous video. His aim is so good that he doesn't even have to look. In his left hand, he holds the methods of retribution in store for those committing crimes against humanity and acts of treason. The scales of true justice are represented by the strength of the union of a man and a woman in line with the Spirit of God. A holy trinity with the Holy Spirit rising from their love in an eternal flame. This union is one that has been consistently under attack. Yet all that we hear from the mainstream media is that they are being attacked. What we the people have been so upset about is that they're pushing this on children within schools. Anytime you push anything on anyone, it's just oppressive. It's not right. If I were to push on you that you should be an artist and that's all you should be, is that right? No, because maybe you don't want to be. Maybe you want to be a lawyer. Maybe you want to be a doctor. Maybe you've got the things, like we're all different. It doesn't make sense to me that this entire movement is based on a very minority class of individuals who, yes, they should have their rights. They should do their thing. But don't push it on our freaking kids. If you ask any one of the Trump supporters if they really care if you're attracted to the same sex, the majority will boldly tell you to practice what you want to, but leave our children alone with the indoctrination that could influence them to take drugs to permanently change them so that they are no longer able to experience the pleasure of what the human body was designed to feel. If you feel threatened by this, get a helmet and refer to Candice Owens and her speech. Candice Owens, much love. I hope that you have an amazing child, and I know you will. Cat turd. Sorry, I didn't mean to just transition to that with that. Cat turd. Cat turd is one of the digital soldiers that happened to make it to the mainstream media. Starting out on Twitter, this anonymous, sweet-tempered, hometown America kind of guy gained fame in the organic way. His name and cool picture of a cat with glasses quickly caught the eyes of conservatives when his tweets started pissing off the liberals. The humor quickly took hold in artistic memes that just said what every conservative mind was thinking. In an attempt to demoralize President Trump, Cat Turd was made famous. Cat Turd is a very informed and well-spoken citizen journalist with a stellar sense of humor. So when people looked into the reference, they found the brilliance and truth that he was bringing to the American public instead of the idiot the press portrayed. For that reason, I painted him sneaking up to the final chess piece and cleverly knocking it to the ground. The queen. She's dead now. Not to disrespect a pedophile who got away with who knows what and how many murders and devouring innocent children. These people are not human. There are many controversies over the matter, but one holds true to this day. In Canada, 10 children went missing after a visit from her and her husband, Philip. There's much more to the story, and please look up the link below. After I quit the agency, I learned that one of the major philanthropic contributions being made from the 75% of the income that they would take from artists was to Prince's Trust International, an organization founded by King Charles III to tackle the global crisis of youth unemployment, as well as sponsoring Best Buddies, an international organization that assists individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. This may sound all well and good to you, but think again. It's been proven that these royal losers have engaged in not only pedophilia, but in child murders, pedivore activity, and are not out for the best interest of what these organizations purport to be. On the faces of all the organizations that I'm bringing up here, they look wonderful. It's the people that are involved that raise a red flag in my book. And I just think that these things need to be looked into. I'm not saying that the organization that I worked with has any idea that they're working with these people or that these people might be nefarious. It's just a little red flag that I want to raise up and just say that these people make a lot of money. And maybe they do great things with that money. But being that these families have been involved with very disgusting things, I do believe that we should look into them. So that's all I'm saying. I suggest that all 501c3 organizations should be investigated. Why is it that we have donated so much money to finding a cure for cancer, yet many of those who report that they have found something in this arena are killed or silenced, while the organizations go on to ask you for more money? Cat Turd in this painting is another version of us, a funny one. Mainstream media aims to discount our own research, discount what we have seen for ourselves. The media lost some luster on that bold move. His logo is displayed in a movie theater projector style setting because making movies or podcasts was the method many digital soldiers used to reach the public, steampunk style. In conclusion, the steampunk friends of the apocalypse are us, the people. We, the people who choose to open the curtain and see who the Wizard of Oz truly is. As great as some people feel that Trump is, he is not our savior. Even the one who came straight from God, Jesus, would back me up on this. He is not here to save you either. He came to show you a way. The way is the truth. And through the knowledge of this, life is eternal. Not because we don't die, but because we are the light, the truth, and the hope. Our bodies are vessels for a time we are in. Live for the light that you truly are, with courage, faith, and perseverance, that your light may guide others to their own truth. I really want to thank everybody out there who's written comments and said things about my videos. I'm not well known. I'm not one of these big podcasters like the ones I mentioned before. I really have a lot of respect for people who have the courage to come out and say things that may be uncomfortable just because I just did right now. And I may or may not be wrong about these organizations. I do hope that I'm wrong about the 501c3 organizations. I would love to find out that they're fighting cancer and they're really doing some good, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they're not. Just because there's too much other information that reports that they have found cures for cancer. as well as my own art agency, who is a big art agency that is donating to these people. They may not know that they're donating to these child traffickers. They may have no clue. So, as with anything, I want you to know that if the information turns out to be something that was wrong, I will gladly report the truth and say that I was wrong. But I think that it's something that we should look at. So thank you very much for your support, for your marvelous comments that have given me courage. And I will be doing 2 more videos on this painting, and then I'll move on to more paintings that have really deep decodes. So thanks. All right. Everybody have a great night. Over and out.